Hello, BookTube. Welcome to Lizzie Faye Loves Books. I'm Elizabeth, and it's Saturday, so it's way past time for Friday Reads. I'm not even going to pretend that I'm filming this on Friday and uploading on Saturday. It's just flat out Saturday, but I'm still calling it Friday Reads because I'm basically going to tell you everything I would have told you yesterday if, in fact, I had had the time or energy to film and upload, which I didn't. So I finished I finished 2 books during the past week, and I had hoped to do more, but considering the week we've had, I'm just going to be happy that I got those 2 finished. One was a print book and one was an audiobook. I also forgot to mention last Friday about a little ebook that I finished during last week or the week before. It is the Beginner's Guide to the Ketogenic Diet. You can see that. And it was, in fact, a really short beginner's guide. I really didn't learn anything that I didn't already know about the ketogenic diet. I've been aware and familiar with the ketogenic diet since way before it became popular because my daughter has epilepsy, and that was the first that I know of use for the ketogenic diet as far back as the 70s. I've interviewed people who did the ketogenic diet as a kid and it stopped their seizures. We've talked to a dietitian about it, almost did it for Emily, and then we decided to go with the Atkins diet, which is pretty much like the ketogenic diet, but just not as severe. So we did do that a couple years ago, lost a lot of weight, still having seizures, but it was just a little kickstart because I am planning to go back on Atkins this year, hopefully this week, and I just kind of needed a little boost to remind me of why I wanted to do it. So I did finish that little ebook week before last. So on to the books I finished this past week. The print book I finished is one that I had intended to read in December and I didn't, and I've been just kind of chinking away at it, and it is Rest Ye Murdered Gentlemen by Vicki Delaney. It's the first in the year-round Christmas mysteries. I really enjoyed it. I don't know if I'm just not good at figuring out who the murderer is ahead of time, or if the books that I finished this week were just that good, but I did not figure out the mystery of this one. This book takes place in a town. It's called Rudolph, New York. I don't know if that really exists or not, but in this town, they basically are trying to become Christmas Town, USA. They celebrate Christmas twice a year, and they have Christmas-themed businesses that are open all year, and Christmas is just their thing. And in this book, somebody is trying to ruin Rudolph. They're trying to ruin Christmas in Rudolph, and we don't know who. So I enjoyed it, and I'm definitely going to read the other books in the series. So far, there's only 2 more, and I think it's an ongoing series. I don't think that it's finished. So I recommend it. I thought it was a lot of fun. Then I also read another mystery, but this one was not cozy. This is for our mystery book club for our February meeting, and it's The Cutting Season by Attica Locke. I thought this was great. It takes place on a Louisiana plantation in modern day. The plantation has been maintained and preserved for historical purposes, and the land adjoining that used to be part of the plantation is still being used for the growth of sugarcane, and that is leased out by a company or a corporation who's farming it. But the actual plantation and the slave quarters and all that are maintained by the owners of the plantation, and they have hired this woman, Karen, whose ancestors were actually slaves on the plantation when it was a working plantation, and she feels a definite connection to the place. And the other people who work there are actors and players, and they reenact scenes for guests who come and visit the plantation. And then they also host weddings and events and things like that there at the plantation as well. So in the beginning of the book, Karen finds a woman murdered. She's one of the workers from the field who works for the corporation that farms the land, and that's the mystery. There's also an ongoing mystery about her ancestors, or one of her ancestors in particular, and it was just really good. The dynamic of it is it's just really fascinating, and the setting is atmospheric. It's just a beautiful setting, and I just thoroughly enjoyed it. I've never read anything by Attica Locke. I don't even know what else she has written, but I will definitely be looking into her other books if she has any, because I really enjoyed this one. I listened to it on audio on Access 360. It's not on Hoopla that I could tell. Our library didn't have it, but one of the libraries in our county not only subscribes to Hoopla, but they also subscribe to Access 360. And this was my first experience with it. It's more like Overdrive than Hoopla. So I did have to put it on hold, and then I had to wait, but I didn't even have to wait a full 2 weeks, and it came. And that's part of the reason I went ahead and picked it up and kind of put everything else I was listening to and reading on hold, because I knew I only had it for, I think, a maximum of 2 weeks, and then it would go away, and I didn't know how long it would be before I could get it again. So I just kind of put everything else on hold, but I really enjoyed listening to it, and it wasn't difficult to pick up at all. It was very compelling, and I highly recommend it. So what am I reading going forward? Well, I have several books that I want to finish by the end of the month. I'm currently reading 9 books, and of those 9, I plan to finish 8 of them. And I may not start anything else during this month. I may just concentrate on finishing what I have going. 4 of the books that I'm currently reading are on audio. 4 of them are physical books, and then 1 is an ebook. The audio books are Lonesome Dove, which I have mentioned before. This is the one that I don't plan to finish this month. In fact, I'm a little bit behind this week. For the first 2 weeks, I did almost the whole section that I was supposed to read for the week all in one day. But this week, I was just busy. Monday, I listened to a little of it. And then I think it was Tuesday when I got the notification that cutting season was ready to be downloaded, and so I just went to that, and I haven't picked this back up, and I just finished the cutting season last night, so I will get back to this hopefully today. However, there's another nonfiction audiobook that has caught my attention. I'm listening to it on Hoopla, and this is called Mess by Barry Yorgrau. This is a memoir about a hoarder and his cleanup, and I'm just fascinated by it. I love those hoarding shows and all of that, this is just really fascinating. It didn't get great reviews on Goodreads, but so far I'm liking it. And then in my car, I have a couple of books started. I was reading A Wrinkle in Time with Laura from Mom to Triple So 4. She's already finished it. I started it in my car on an old audio book on cassette, and when I got towards the end of the second tape, it was kind of garbled and messed up, and I put in the third tape, and I realized there was quite a bit of it that I was not able to listen to on that tape. So I've been needing just to pick up the book and read up to the point where the third tape starts, and I just haven't. So I will finish this, though, this month. And then the other book that I've been listening to in the car, and I'm over half done. I'm almost, well, I'm on almost at the end of the 4th disc out of 6. So it's, oh, I'm sorry. This is the second book. The first book. I do have the audio checked out for the second one, but I haven't started it. Disney After Dark, the Kingdom Keepers series by Ridley Pearson, and I should be able to finish this within the next few days if I concentrate on it, and if I'm in my car very much at all, I should be able to get this one done. And this is a reread for me. So those are my audiobooks. Then in print, I've still got 3 of my Advent books that I opened in December. I've probably made a little bit of progress in The Gift by Cecilia Ahern this week, and of the 3, I'll probably finish this one next. I did actually finish the first book in Love Finds You Under the Mistletoe. This is a book of 2 shorter stories, and I finished the first one. It's about 2 people after World War II, a man and a woman, and they're both veterans. They meet in the Appalachian Mountains of Kentucky, and I think I talked a little bit about this in my last story, in my last Friday Reads, so I can't really tell you much more than I did then. There is a twist at the end that I didn't see coming, a revelation, and So that made it interesting, especially right near the end. But it's a nice, feel-good Christian story. It's your typical trope of a romance where, you know, it seems impossible that these two are ever going to get together, and somehow they overcome all the odds. So, you know, it's a nice book, and I have barely started the second story and hope to get that read very soon. And then I have made no progress in A Very Dear Christmas by Sylvia Hyson, and also no progress this week in Midnight at the Bright Ideas Bookstore by Matthew Sullivan. So those are my print books. That's probably all I will work on. I won't start anything else until I start finishing more of those. I've got a couple of other shorter books that I would like to squeeze in before the end of the month, but if I don't, it's no big deal. If I finish all the audiobooks that I mentioned, then the next one I will pick up is Their Eyes Were Watching God by Zora Neale Thurston. I've got it here on Zora Neale Hurston. I've got it on audio CD, and that will be our February pick for our local library. So I am really looking forward to this. I just recently subscribed to Sean, the Book Maniac, and he was talking about this being, I think, his favorite book of 2017, and he just made it sound so wonderful, and I'm really excited about reading this one. So that's it. That's all I need to talk about for what I've been reading and what I'm planning on reading. I really do have some videos coming up. In fact, today while I'm standing here, I'm going to film my favorites of 2017. I actually filmed it in the car on Tuesday on my way to work, and something happened and the camera shut off just about a minute before I was done, and I didn't have time to refilm because I was pulling into work, and I haven't had any minutes since then to do it. We've had such a busy week. It was Katie's birthday on Wednesday, and we've been doing birthday stuff all week. Also, our county youth fair is starting this weekend, and so yesterday the kids were baking and I was helping, and we had to make a trip to our county seat to turn everything in last night, and it's just been a busy week. But today I wanted to get on here and at least film a couple of videos. So I hope that I will have some more videos very soon. I've still got to do my goals revisited from last year and my goals going forward to 2018. I've got that pretty much all planned out. It's just a matter of filming it. And we've been making plans for March Mystery Madness. I have asked several people to come on board as hosts. We're going to have several hosts, and we are going to flood BookTube with mystery videos in March, and I am so excited. I can't wait to tell you about all of the hosts that will be joining us for March Mystery Madness. And even if you are not one of them, I hope you will participate. I hope you will pick up at least 1 or 2 mystery books to read during the month of March. So that's all I have for this video. I'll be coming back soon with another video. I hope you're having a great day. Read a good book, and God bless you.